everybody, I am here going to give you tips today about the mid-year performance review. So as always, I always like to take a moment to give people time to get on. And as they do, as you all do get on, I make sure, hey Jerry, I make sure that I share the broadcast. And Jerry, do me a favor, share the broadcast and have more people. I would love for my Dearborn Homes people. There's Callow. See, look at that. I got all of Dearborn Homes getting on. Hey, 29. Thanks so much for joining me. I am going to do, share the broadcast. I always take a moment to do that. And hey, hey, Erica, hey. So I am getting on. I want you guys to share the broadcast. So you know how I do. I always try to share the broadcast. I am sharing it to my business page too, the iRock Resumes business page, because I tell people on my social media to go there to watch it. And so I want to make sure they're able to get on as well. So I am sharing it. And of course, I would love for you guys to share the broadcast. I would love for you guys to do that. So I am going to share also to my group, the Career Hackers Forum. So I always share it there as well, so people can get on the broadcast. So say hi, Face. Hi. Tell them I said hi. Give them a big hug, Erica, okay? All right, because I missed saying hi to him last time because for some reason I couldn't see the comments, and the comments are coming up today. Go figure. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but sometimes I see them and sometimes I don't. But I want to see them all the time. Hey, Jackie, I'm good. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. We got the Wendell Phillips in the house, Dearborn's in the house. We got Dallas in the house. Put down where you all are, because I know although some of us grew up in Chicago, we may not still be in Chicago. Like you all know, I am in North Dallas, Texas, and I've been in Texas now for like 10 years. Yeah, and right now it is hot. Yes, hence I have a natural dew. So it's like the wash and go. No heat hitting this, because if I did, it'll swell up anyway. So this is what I'm rocking right now. Oh well. But anyway, it's easy and it's cool. So like I always ask you guys to share the broadcast with your followers so more people can get on and like it. And I'm going to talk about my topic today. Then I'm going to make a small announcement at the end about the Facebook Live and all that kind of stuff. And I want to get you guys feedback as well. But talk to me as I'm talking to you guys. So today's topic is about 6 questions to ask yourself and your boss. It is 3 questions to ask yourself and 3 questions to ask your boss for your upcoming mid-year performance review. Now, I'm talking about it at the end of May, I guess June 1st is tomorrow, because during these next 30 days, it'll be 6 months have passed, and then it's going to come time for your performance review. Last time I did a segment, something similar, but it was kind of like at the end. So this time I said I want to do a little bit earlier and really ask you guys to think about these questions so that you can make sure that your performance review is more impactful and effective, and is more participative. Okay, so here's what I mean by participative. A lot of times, just because we have a boss, we think it's the big I's and the little U's. So we shrink down, and then we don't really think about, hey, this is a conversation. I'm doing my part to help you meet your goals. I'm trying to meet my goals, and I'm helping the company meet their goals. So really, it's a partnership. So I want you all to think about your role as more of a partnership, and that, yes, you have to be respectful of your leader, your boss, or what have you. But in those performance reviews, you're really having to make sure that you're on target to meet your goals and meet the company goals, because that affects your cha-ching, cha-ching. It affects your money. And so therefore, when you come at the end of the year and you haven't been really engaged or participative or asking questions, really good thought-provoking questions, then when it comes to the end of the year and you get a raise that you're not very happy with, it's kind of hard to go backwards. So therefore, being proactive and making sure that you all are on the same page. You're on the same page as your boss. You all are moving in the same direction. And if you're not, it's an opportunity to course correct. Now, if I've had those conversations to have to kind of course correct people, because their thoughts were just not like mine. And I'm like, you're not meeting the goals that I need you to meet. So therefore, we had to have those crucial conversations. And those of you all who know about that book, Crucial Conversations, sometimes those conversations are the toughest. Yes, I've been in leadership for a very long time. I won't date myself, but back in the 90s. But anyway, I've been in leadership for a long time, and those conversations are not always easy to have, especially when you have someone that's not really thinking about that, not really engaging what they're doing. So I want you all to be participative in your performance review and your performance discussions. And although this is the mid-cycle discussion that I'm having with you all today, have these discussions as often as you possibly can with your boss to make sure, I don't know if you all have weekly one-on-one meetings or monthly check-ins. If you don't, take charge and do that for yourself, because it's too important. You want to make sure that you're reaching those goals. So first, I'm going to tell you 3 questions I need you to ask yourself, because you need to do some self-reflection before you get into the meeting with your boss, okay? So these are 3 powerful questions that I want you to really think about and write them down, okay? Take some time. You have 30 days to write these down and think through them. Okay, the first one: what goals have I achieved so far that align with my boss's and or company's goals? So you can think about your department goals, the goals that your boss set out. It depends on how big the company is. So what have you done? What have you achieved so far that aligns with that? Not just doing the task of everyday work, but what have you done to push the needle? So you may have to do a little bit of brain dumping. Look back at some emails, back at your work product, and really think about what have you done, because you want to be able to have a list of things that you have done and then go prepare to have that discussion, okay? So because sometimes, like I always tell my employees, I can't chronicle your individual success. That's your responsibility. Yes, I'm aware of the general things that you do, the big things that you do, because as I told my people, yes, I'm almost like a whack-a-mole. I'm the helicopter. I have to look at all up here, and then I'm whacking the balls to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to meet the goals, okay? But your performance is your performance. So you have to keep track of it. So therefore, make sure you're chronicling what you're doing. If you're not, then you're wasting valuable time, a valuable discussion, and valuable money on the end, okay? So that's what you do. The next thing I want you to think about, number 2. Now, you had the end of cycle performance review. And I know a lot of times at the end of cycle performance review, some things probably came up, like what you could have done a little bit better, right? So what you need to think about, what things or areas have I worked on or improved in that was brought to my attention at the last end of performance cycle time? Because sometimes I tell my people, don't just take that document, push it to the side, and don't look at it ever again. There are things in there that you need to be accountable for and work on. So there are some things that you have that you know you have worked on, or you probably haven't worked on. Again, you got another 6 months. So be honest with yourself and say, well, let me go dust that document off. And let me go look at it. And then you can look at it and say, what things have I done? Have I met them? Have I achieved it? Have I improved in those areas? If so, where's the proof? So when you, and it's funny, sometimes the boss may not bring that back to your attention. Wouldn't it be so awesome if you came in and say, hey, listen here, boss, we talked about this at the end of the performance cycle last year. I took to heart what you told me and what you asked me to do in some areas I need to improve in. Here is what I have done, and chronicle it and have that discussion. Oh my gosh, that takes so much pressure off of the actual boss having to fill up all of that time talking to you about your performance and we being talking heads instead of you having a dialogue with us. So come prepared with that, okay? Number 3 question, how am I doing compared to what I am capable of? Ask yourself, am I really giving it my all? Or am I just making it through the day? How many coffee breaks am I taking? Am I really pushing out being as productive as I possibly can during the time I'm at work? And be honest with yourself. How are you doing compared to what you're really capable of? We're capable of a lot, but do we give it? And if you feel like you're not able to give it, then this is another Facebook Live. it's time for another job. Okay, well, we're not going to go there. So I'm just being real. So therefore, ask yourself, how am I doing compared to what I'm capable of? So then you can have a self-assessment and be realistic. So if you are thinking you're rating yourself as high excellent just because you come to work every day, that's an expectation. That is not something that you have to be rewarded to. You're expected to come to work because you're being paid. We're all being paid to go to work. So, but what are you really doing compared to what you're capable of? So go beyond just showing up. I'm here every day. I'm on time. Well, that's part of the job. But people want to be rewarded for that. And you can't be rewarded for doing the basic of the job. So think about, what am I capable of? But be honest. So those are 3 questions I really want you to ask yourself before you get to the end of June and it's time for your mid-year performance review. Ask yourself that. Now, let's fast forward to the end of June. Now it's time to have the meeting with your boss. So these are 3 questions I really want you to ask the boss when you get in there, okay? These are talking about how effective you are. Okay, those are richer conversations as opposed to, just yes, no answer. They're more impactful. They have more meat to them, and they really give you a lot of insight on how your boss feels you. And if they cannot answer those questions, I tell you what, it will put something on their mind. And I bet you they will start digging and may even have to schedule a second meeting with you, which is fine. But you want to make sure that you're prepared. So here's 3 questions. 3, okay? What should I continue to do? Isn't that a very open-ended question? What should I continue to do? And let them just talk. Sit back, even if there's a silence. Be comfortable with the silence. Sit there and wait, okay? What should I continue to do? And let them talk about your successes and what you're doing well, what you continue to, what you're doing to help the company, organization, or department, or what have you meet the goals. Then you can hear from the boss's mouth how they, admire your work or want you to keep doing what you're doing. And then that elevates your worth, okay? So then you could chronicle that in your head or even take notes, because you never know, you could tuck that away for a future resume. Who knows? But anyway, okay, so next one, number 2. What should I stop doing? Yep. They will tell you what you need to stop doing. So ask that question. And again, sit back and let them talk and let them think through. Well, I guess it would be helpful if you stop doing X, Y, Z. Or, maybe it may not even be something that they want you to stop, but maybe you could do a little bit different. But that question really gets a boss to thinking, oh yeah, what should they stop doing? Maybe they should stop doing this and stop doing that because it's not really effective or efficient. Because if you're doing a process or step that's really not pushing the needle forward, stop it. Let your boss identify that so you can stop wasting energy on that and put your energy into moving forward, right? Okay, number 3. So then you should ask, what should I start doing? Those are powerful questions. What should I continue to do? What should I stop doing? And what should I start doing? Again, you have 6 months, and that could be a course correct. What if it's something that they want you to start helping them? They can delegate something. Well, you know what? You're doing a great job. I don't necessarily need you to start doing anything extra, but you know what? I need assistance doing X, Y, and Z. So now that's giving you an opportunity to do a project, to do an insight, some research, to help the boss move their vision forward. So they may go that route. But just having those types of questions opens up a better dialogue than being talked to and talked at and spoken at. Again, interacting and having a really good, rich dialogue so you really have a good idea on where you stand in the middle of the year, and you're not surprised at the end of the year with a not so great rating, with a not so great raise. Yeah, I know companies have budgets, but still, you don't want to end it with, oh yeah, by the way, you didn't do this all year. By having those conversations, you can course correct. And then when you come to the end of the performance cycle, at the end of the year in December, you could say, yo, boss, we talked about this mid-performance. No, you probably don't say yo, boss, but you know what I mean. We talked about this mid-year, and this is what I've done to course correct to get it on track, okay? That's a much more fruitful conversation, more rich conversation that will not only help your boss see that you are engaged in the organization, the department, the process, the work, and also really enrich you in the finance area, your pockets, and also present opportunities for you to do other things, cross-functional opportunities, projects, promotions, whatever. But you have to be able to have those conversations with your boss and with yourself to really understand where you are. And it's okay to do that. So these are great tips for you to utilize and implement. And I want you to really think about this and not be blindsided at your actual performance review. Because I've had those conversations. People thought they were all up here and I had to kind of bring them back down there. But you know, I'm really nice about it. I don't know, yeah. So anyway, I'll bring them back down and we have those discussions, and I'm very open. And I tell them because I really want to see people be successful. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they're successful. And if I can do anything to help them in that success, that's what I'm there to do, okay? So I want you to think about that. And if you need any help with that, of course, I am here. And those of you all who don't know me, if you have shared the broadcast with your audience, I am Nicolette Barrett. I am a career development and LinkedIn strategist specializing in resumes, cover letters, interview prep, as well as career coaching. And I help you develop strategies that are out of this world to get you to the next level. And I've been doing it for many, many years. I come with a lot of corporate experience and, of course, experience and successes with my clients. If you go to LinkedIn, you'll see a lot of my recommendations of people I've worked with in the past, and even on my website. I did say I was going to talk to you guys a little bit too. Now, I'm doing the Facebook Lives, and I try to do them mostly every week. But here's what I'm thinking. I am probably going to take a break during the summer because I want to come back with a different spin on what I am doing. And some people have asked for a podcast because everybody can't necessarily watch me on their way home from work, or, you know, sometimes they'll forget to go back and watch the actual Facebook Live replay. So I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different. I'm thinking about doing a video podcast. Now you're asking, well, what is a video podcast? This is going to be a video that is going to be pre-recorded with tips much like this. That's also going to be a podcast. So you will have the option to hear these great tips, these great lessons in a podcast form and or a video form. Because some people say they like the video form because sometimes, like, yeah, I know I act crazy. But anyway, then also some people say, well, I just can't watch it and I miss it. But a podcast would be so much better because I can download it and on my phone and listen to it in the car on my way back and forth from work. So I'm going to be playing with something like that and probably doing a launch of something like that in the fall. So that's why I'm going to take a little break with the Facebook Lives. But I need your feedback to see. Oh, yeah, you're right, Erica. I just saw. These are great questions for any relationship. Yeah. Oh, there's Jaleesa. Hey, Jaleesa. I see you. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. So you all can give me some feedback on that, put in the comments or what have you, and the conversations will be a little bit more, you know, I guess strategic and all that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure I'm having the best of both worlds, because Facebook, I'm not able to do a recording of this, so I'm not able to put it as a podcast. I only can have it as a video. And as you know, I do download them and upload them to my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, and I think you just have to Google my name, but it's Nicolette Career Musings as well. And I have a couple of videos I'm kind of behind on, so I need to upload. So I'll upload those videos and you can watch it there as well. So I need your feedback. Let me know what your thought process is. You can put a comment in here, or you can inbox me and let me know what your thoughts are. But I'm thinking I'm going to kind of do a quasi just to kind of test it, but develop it over the summer and then take a break. So let me know. But if this has been helpful to you guys, show me some love, give me some thumbs up, share the broadcast. And if you are watching the replay, push #replay so I know that you've watched it. But hopefully these tips have been great for you. Like Erica said, they work for any type of relationship, and they really can. I didn't think about that, but they really can. And you really want to know where you stand with things. So you're not blindsided by any relationship, even those of us who've been married for eons. Yes, I've been married, it'll be 24 years in July. I had to think about that. But 24 years in July. But you want to make sure that you're asking those questions for any type of relationship, friendships, you know, and of course, relationships and what have you. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. I enjoyed being with you all, and I'm not sure if I'll see you next week, but I'll let you know. But again, please let me know what your thought process is about me doing a video podcast. And oh yeah, this is another thing too. If I do that, I may be asking you all to be my guest, because I want to be able to have you ask me a question. I resolve your question right on the spot, giving you some in-time coaching right there. So I may be reaching out and say, okay, who wants to be my guest on my podcast, my video podcast? We'll record it and everything. We can put it up and people can watch it and actually see real live coaching going on for your particular career situation, job situation, resume situation, whatever you guys have, okay? So let me know if you're even interested in that. You can inbox me as well. So again, I hope this was very helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. I don't take it for granted. And my goal is to bring you great content all the time to help you push the needle forward and rock out your career. So you not only land your dream job, but also create a career that rocks. Again, this is Nicolette Barrett signing off. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.